Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Wallen with RX Vitamins for Pets, and I'd like to take a few minutes to speak with you about how and why to introduce nutraceuticals into your existing protocols. And animal health is not rocket science, and I appreciate veterinarians for everything they do and your wonderful physicians, but I'd like to change your paradigm maybe a little bit in the next few minutes about how to look at health from a little bit more of a holistic view while practicing allopathic medicine. Now, just to delineate between the two, allopathic medicine, we really want to label things and then figure out a way to treat it. And this is the difference with holistic medicine. What we want to do in holistic medicine is to understand that there are only two reasons an animal gets sick, and it's either toxicity, or deficiency. The animal's either toxic in something and or deficient in something. And the stresses that are on an animal's body are chemicals, or chemical stresses, physical stresses, and even emotional stresses. This is the same with you and I also. And what will happen is, as these toxins accumulate, or as a deficient diet starts to create changes, now the body's going to adapt and get what's called adaptive physiology. The cell won't function like it's supposed to because it's toxic or it's missing something. So what I would like you to do is not just think allopathically, but ask yourself, okay, what is this animal toxic with, or what is it deficient in? And because what we want to do is stop that adaptive physiology cascade, because what will happen eventually is a cell will become so toxic or deficient, it won't be able to adapt anymore. And that's survival. The cell wants to adapt, even at the expense of the host sometimes, on a minute-to-minute, second-to-second basis. We would like to, as holistic practitioners, nip that in the bud. So, ask yourself, what is this animal toxic and or deficient in? And nutraceuticals, they can change the cell function and drive the cell back toward balance. And that's what we want, because we have an innate intelligence in cells. They know how to work. And if given the proper components, nature works wonderfully. But when, let's say, our clients aren't giving the pets the right foods that they should really be eating, and I understand, because if you can get 1% of your clients to change the diet they give their pets, you're doing great. And I understand that that's a very difficult thing. So at least let's introduce things that will help break down the foods better, that will help remove the toxins, and that will help restore whatever that animal might be deficient in. And you can do that in concert with using more of an allopathic model and really get some true integration in your clinic. Use these things, use nutraceuticals, and the RX line is an excellent line. In a few minutes I'm going to go over some products, but this line is excellent in helping to restore the sufficiency or deficiency to sufficiency and take that toxicity and make it more of a purity. And thus you really create a very healthy pet for as long as that pet is going to live. And this is what you want to impart to your patients, because the parent of the patient gets this, and they understand how you're trying to help the pet on a long-term basis with the nutraceuticals. So using that, give that some thought and introduce it into your practice. And please click on some of the other videos, I'm going to go into some product description on those. Thank you for listening. I'm Dr. Brian Wallen with RX Vitamins for Pets.